Welcome to Traveling Oracle, the magical podcast, where we talk energetics, spirituality, and how you can use this etheric knowledge to drastically change, transform, and up-level all areas of your life. Are you ready for the glow up? Let's go. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another episode of Traveling Oracle, a magical podcast. How have you guys been doing? How's it been going? Sometimes I ask that question and it's like I half expect an answer, then I remember, oh, Akil, you're talking to yourself at this point in time. I mean, but not really, because in the energetic world, I'm talking to hundreds of you. Because time... Do I even want to get into that in this episode? Like, what even is time? When you reach to certain understandings, you realize the way that time is existing all at once. So I'm talking to nobody and everybody all in this present moment. You have got to love spirituality. You've got to love this world. Because it is just quite something. Every day you learn something new. Every day you're faced with a new circumstance, good and bad. And that's the thing too. I realize that I no longer see the bad things in my life or the bad things that come into my life as bad things. I'm like, ooh, it's an obstacle course. Let's go. I got it. I'm like, ooh, it's a lesson disguised as an ex-boyfriend. Ooh, I got it. Ooh, is this a test disguised as a jealous friend? I got this. That's just how I look at life now. And when you start to see life through that lens, you no longer become anxious. You might become anxious like in the first couple minutes when this thing shows up, then you remember, oh, this is a test, or oh, this is a lesson, or oh, this is just an obstacle course. I got this. Like, there's no more anxiety. There's no more anger. Even with people who've hurt you in the past, you realize, you know what? I can't even be angry at this person. This person is here to do this to me, to teach me how to deal with this type of thing, to show me how resilient I am, for whatever it is that that person came there to teach you, but they're there to teach you something very important. So all the people in my past, like, you always have those particular people that hurt you real bad. Like, you guys are the goats of my life. You know why? Because you taught me the biggest lessons. Because you are one of the biggest things that helped to form me into the person I am today. So that's just the way you got to look at it, y'all. I hope that helps and gives someone a perspective shift today. So let's get to the cards. All the spiritual beings that travel with me for my good, please come enter this space right now. Help me to perceive, help me to connect, and help me to channel the messages that are necessary for growth for the people who are watching. Thank you so much. One bag of cards. Guys, sorry, sometimes I spontaneously break out into patois, don't mind me. Shuffle, shuffle, spirit, what do you have to say to the persons who are listening? Okay. All right. The card that jumped out is the Four of Swords. A lot of you are healing. Interestingly enough, yesterday, I do a daily tarot card message on my Instagram and my TikTok. If we're not connected, check the link below. I'll have them there. If we have been connected, I recently changed my Instagram account. I changed it maybe a month ago. So a new account. So if you haven't connected with me there, please do. The Four of Swords, like, there's this beautiful woman laying in a nest. She's all curled up into like child pose. Not child pose. She's all curled up like a baby. And there is a red thread being knitted around her and it's connected to the heart. A lot of you are healing your wounds in this space. Some of you have just started on the journey of actual healing of emotional trauma. I'm hearing about some of you who are healing from childhood abuse. You've put this down, down, down in the recesses of your mind because you do not want to think about it. And recently it is coming up. It is coming up because now is a time to heal all of those wounds. Those wounds have been holding you back for quite some time, and you might not have seen it because the way your child self dealt with it is the only way it knows how, is to pretend it's not there, to push it so far that you can't see it. But now that you're an adult, it's coming up for you to deal with. Childhood wounds are coming up. Heartbreaks from the past are coming up. I'm hearing a lot about parental issues coming up. Some of you don't have the best relationships with your parents, or you have a quote unquote good relationship with your parents, but you're realizing as an adult that you did not have the right type of emotional relationship with your parents. A lot of that is coming up. So for you guys, you need to figure out a activity that will help you to deal with these emotions that are coming up, to help you to deal with all of these things that need healing now and are resurfacing for you to deal with them. So in my course, Awakened, we have a whole section where we talk about activities. I'm going to give you some of these activities here in the podcast. Shadow work journaling is a great way. I'm always going to push that. So do some research on shadow work journaling. You need to journal about your inner child wounds. You need to journal about your relationship with your parents. And the way you do it is, let's just pick a topic. Let's just pick parents. Of course, I love my parents, for those of you who do. But where are the negative feelings about my parents sitting right now? What's not sitting right to me? What's not sitting right with me about my relationship with my parents? Where am I feeling anger? Where am I feeling fear? Where am I feeling let down? Where am I feeling upset? And it will come to you. And you write down what comes to you. You write down any of the negative feelings that come up, and you kind of go into that in your mind. Okay, I feel like they didn't show enough love to me when I grew up. Why do I feel like? What are the experiences? Where did I see that in my childhood growing up? How did it make me feel? So delve deep into those wounds. Put them down on paper so that you can confront them, look at them face to face. And what you'll find a lot of times is a lot of the things that we perceive as children aren't necessarily the truth. For instance, a mother being so upset at a child, like pulling their finger out of the socket and like almost yelling at them because they're frightened, like, don't put your finger in the socket. And the child takes that as, oh, my mom hates me, my mom hates you. The mom doesn't hate you. The mom doesn't want you to be electrocuted, right? So looking at that example, there are a lot of things that we hold inside as adults, which were formed with a child's mind, and they have a certain perspective that might not actually be so. So when we're able to bring these things up and come face to face, we can ask, I've written out all the negatives. What is the truth about this situation? And you just stop a moment and the truth will come to you. Of course, my parents love me, but perhaps they were not able to show it to me in the way that I needed. My dad, probably his love language was giving gifts, where my love language was spending time. So I didn't receive the love that he was giving because he was always buying me stuff, but he was not spending enough time with me. So this helps to clear out the junk, clear out the junk out of the emotional body and allow you to function in the way that you're supposed to function, allow you to be lighter, allow you to feel better in your body, physically and emotionally. I'm going to pull one more card from the Oracle deck. Why this mix up like this? Sorry guys, give me a second. Spirit, what message do you have for the collective who listens to this? The Initiation. Wow, this is a powerful card. The card that came out is the Initiation. It says rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Ooh, a lot of you are gonna have some very mystical things happening to you soon. Some very mystical things that are going to take you to a new level, that are gonna, how would I say this? It's gonna make you realize no, you aren't just making up this spiritual stuff in your head. Like, this is real, this is happening, and I'm about to take you to a new level. I mean, there's so many places in my life where things like this has happened. The so many things from even childhood, but the main one that kind of switched everything was a night when I moved to London. And it was the night of the Great Conjunction. And the Great Conjunction is the time of the year where Jupiter and Saturn appear closest together in the sky. And y'all, I went to sleep, and the dream I had, I don't even want to call it a dream, because you could feel in the quote unquote dream that the texture of it was not dreamlike. It was of another place. And I'm guessing this was the astral realm. I really don't know. And what I remember from the quote unquote dream is I opened my eyes and I was floating in the air, just in a dark void. I was just floating. And when I looked down, I saw this older woman she was like in a robe thing, and she had a hood over her head. And when I looked down, she looked up at me, she smiled, and she put her hands together like in the prayer position, and then she pulled her right hand back, and then she pushed it up, and she pushed her hand like, I don't know, I wish you guys could see me because it's hard to like describe through audio. She pulled her hand back like almost like she was pulling a slingshot, or she was pulling a bow and arrow type situation, and then she let her right hand go, and it went straight out in front of her, and it went straight between my legs. That sounds weird, but it went straight between my legs, and I felt energy just go and that motion pushed me out of my sleep, and I just went and sat up in the real world. And I was like, what the hell? It's like she literally pushed me out of the dream with her hand, and the energy that went through her hand into my body and into reality. And I sat up and I was like, what the hell? And y'all, my body was tingling. It was vibrating, tingling all through my hands, all through my toes, all through my limbs, all through my head. Like, it was just tingling. I sat there for a few minutes. I was like, that was really weird. And I can still feel my body feeling really weird. Now I know she transferred some energy to me that activated a lot of my gifts that I had dormant. And when I decided to go back to sleep, when I closed my eyes, I saw all these geometric patterns. Like, the darkness, when I closed my eyes, were forming shapes. So like, there are different things that can happen to you at different times. I don't know if that was an ancestor. I feel like that was an ancestor coming through to like pass on things to me. But there's so many different times in my life where strange things like that happen, and then I know it's pushed me to another level in spirituality, just opened up another door. A lot of you are going to be going through that, where things are going to happen in your life that are either going to activate certain things in you, or that are going to remove the veil from your eyes so you understand different things. But that's an exciting time. Some shit's about to go down, y'all. It's about to go down. And that's that for the tarot reading today. Hopefully that was helpful. If any of you want a private reading, a personal reading where we go into your life and see what blockages are sitting there, preventing you from moving forward to the next level of your life, preventing you from achieving the things that you want. If you want to understand what's happening with you in relationships, why certain relationships aren't working, why you keep attracting the same persons, like any of those questions, book a reading, y'all, because the clarity that my clients get from tarot readings is crazy. They get so much clarity. It's almost like things start instantaneously happening or moving in their life after they've had a reading, which makes sense because a reading with me is clearing out of energy. It's a shadow work session. So it's essentially clearing out any blockages that have been blocking the flow of energy in your life. And if the flow of energy in your life is blocked, it means that your life is currently stagnant. Opportunities aren't coming to you. You're not developing. People aren't showing up in your life. Like, your life is just standing still. So if you need to be unblocked, come talk to me. So this episode is not going to be a very long one, but it's a very potent and important one. We're going to be talking about your words. Your words are extremely, extremely powerful. And it's crazy because it's one of the things that we take the most for granted. We just talk and talk and talk and talk, and we just say anything that comes to our mind without thought. We just jump into any conversation, just talking, talking, talking. And I know how that is because I am an extrovert, and for most of my life, I was a double extrovert. As I've grown and matured as an adult, I think I've become a introvert extrovert where I'm extroverted, but I like my alone time, y'all. I like to be in my house. I like to be by myself. But if you drop me in a party and it's a good time, then my extrovert comes out. It's weird, but your words are powerful. And if you've been going through your life making progress and then being pushed 10 steps back, making good progress towards your dreams and then being pushed 20 steps back, like you keep going through this roller coaster in your life where things are good, then things are really bad, then things are kind of good, then they're terrible. If you're going through this roller coaster and you're wondering, why is it that I keep going up and down, up and down? Why is it that there's no stability when it comes to my success? Why is it that there's no stability when it comes to feeling good in my body, feeling good about myself? Why is there no stability when it comes to money, when it comes to love? It's your words. Half of the time, it's your word. And why do you say it's your words, Akil? Because you would have heard people say words are spells, and they're not joking. There's a reason why it's called spelling. Your words are binding, energetic, creative forces. I'm going to break it down for you so that you can understand how and why your words are creative forces. I mean, if you even look at Christianity, and in Genesis 1, it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." Ooh, child, I need to do an episode on water. Because if you notice, the Bible didn't say that God created water, It said in the beginning, water was there, and the presence of God was moving over water. That's crazy. So water was just there chilling with God when God was creating other things? Ooh, anyway, we're going to get to that in another episode. And the third verse says, "And God said, let there be light, and there was light." So that was the first thing that was created. And notice, God spoke it into being. He used words. I'm going to go to another verse in the Bible that always struck me when it comes to the spoken word. And it's in John 1, verse 1. It says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Oh, y'all, your words are powerful. And what is God if God is not a creative force? And it says the Word was with God and the Word was God. Your words have power. There's another part in the Bible that talks about the fact that there is power in your tongue. There is power in the things that you say. A lot of you are working hard towards your goals. You're wishing upon a star. You're dreaming about the relationships you want, the person you want to meet. You're dreaming about the things you want to build in this world. Yet every time you open your mouth to your friends, what comes out of it is the exact opposite of what you're trying to create. The exact opposite of what you want in your life. As you open your mouth, all men are dogs. All the good men are taken. I know I'm going to be single forever. And anytime you open your mouth, it's to complain about something. And a lot of you, what catches you is you're jokingly complaining. And you think because you're joking and just like having witty banter with the girls that it doesn't matter. It does. It does matter. You have got to be vigilant about the things you say. A lot of you, every time you open your mouth, you're talking about how broke you are and how many bills there are for you to pay and how there's never enough money. And as soon as you get some money, something comes and takes it away. How do I know? Because I was that girl. I was that girl. I wouldn't say that to like just randomly anyone. My closest friends, I'll be like, oh, this has happened and now I have no money. And then, oh my gosh, I just got this payment and now I have to go and use it to do. Be careful with your words. A lot of you are speaking financial destruction over your own life every time you open your mouth. A lot of you are speaking singleness or bad relationships into your life every time you open your mouth. Every time you see your friends, you're cementing these scenarios and situations that you don't want into your life. A lot of you are speaking into existence every bad thing in your life. I mean, and think about it this way. Think about if God was careless with his words. Think about if God was careless with his words. If he was just randomly up wherever it is in whatever dimension that he exists in, if he was just up there laughing and talking with other beings about, ha ha ha, those humans, I wish they would just disappear. Wouldn't that be funny? Poof, we're gone. You know what I mean? Like, think about the destruction a God can do by not being careful with his words. A God that can create with words. If he was just to carelessly throw it around, what would happen? That's how you have to think about yourself and your life. Yeah, of course you can have fun and have good conversation, but do not engage in those conversations that speak negativity over your own life. Just don't do it. And I'm going to get into now the understanding of how this works. So in one of my courses, we talk about the fact, and I think it's Awaken, we talk about the fact that your soul is divine essence, right? You have your body, of course, but you know that you are inhabiting your body. You are a soul living in your body. You are not your body. Your body is like an avatar suit through which you interact with the physical world. Your soul, your spirit is who you are and what you are. And the soul and the spirit is the thing that scientists cannot recreate in a lab. Because if you think about it, scientists can clone. They can look at something that's living and cut off a piece of something that's alive and clone it from that already alive thing and create something bigger, but they cannot recreate life. They cannot go in the lab and put things together and create a body and then give it life. Does that make sense? They can only clone something. They can make a copy of something that's already living by taking a piece of the living tissue and then going from there. Scientists cannot create a soul. They can create a body. They cannot create a soul. Why is that? It's because the soul is a part of God. It's the part of God that is in each of us that animates our bodies. In the Bible, when God was creating Adam, notice what gave Adam life. Once God breathed his breath into Adam, that's what gave Adam life. There is a connection between the soul and breath. And I'm hearing that breath is almost like the side effect of having a soul. They're very interconnected. And so every time you breathe out, that's a part of divine essence in you breathing out into the physical world. As a result, your breath is very powerful because your breath is encoded with the energy of creation. Because remember, if your soul is divine, if your soul is a piece of the divine is creation energy. The divine is God energy. It's the energy of creation and creating things. And if your breath is a byproduct of your soul, it means it has that undertone of creation. So every time you breathe out, you have the energy of creation coming out of your mouth and into the 3D. Now, every time you speak, you breathe out. Every time you speak, breath leaves your mouth and your words are carried on the breath, which means every time you speak, your words are carried on the energy of creation. I'm going to let that sink in for you. So every time you speak, your words are carried on the energy of creation and expelled into the physical 3D world. If you're continuously speaking about negative things, along with the creative energy force of your breath, you will only create negative things in your life. If you're continuously speaking about idle things, about stagnant things, you're only going to create that energy in your life. And you best believe any word you say is in the process of being created. And sometimes it comes back to us, but we don't notice because it comes back to us in a small way, stubbing a toe as you walk along, or losing $5 that you just had in your hand and you can't find it anywhere. Sometimes it comes back to us as small things so we don't notice. But for those things that we continuously talk about, they come back to us as huge things in our lives. That's why some of us are consistently attracting bad men. Some of us are consistently attracting terrible relationships. We know you're a good person. You know you have love for people and you want the best for everyone. And you're like, why is it that I know I do good? I know I'm a good person. I know I try my best, yet over and over and over and over, I'm attracting bad relationships. Or over and over and over, I'm attracting situations that drain my bank account. Why is it? Here it is. Your words. You are continuously speaking these things over your life. You are speaking these things into your reality and you're cementing them in your reality as truth. So you have been warned. You have been warned. This week, try your best to put into practice guarding your words as the creative force that it is. Guarding your mind from the thoughts that you don't want to manifest in your life. Guarding your mind first, then guarding your words second. And it's going to take some time. You're going to catch yourself saying things and you're like, crap, I just said something that I really don't want to manifest in my life. And it's fine. You're learning. Just start to course correct from there. Catch yourself in those conversations with your friends where you're jokingly talking about terrible things in your life and what's not working in your life. Catch yourself until you no longer speak in that manner. But that's level 1 of creation with your words, because with those types of things, there's no intent. It's still powerful because the words are still combined with the creative energy, and it tends to be things that you speak over and over and over and over again throughout your life. Let's level it up a bit and talk about creating intentionally with your words. So we just talked about the fact that the breath has that creative energy and it's what carries the words out of your mouth. And so you have creation with your words. What if you should add to that combination and make it a trinity combination? So you're going to have the breath, the words, and add in intention. Ooh, y'all. In one of our episodes, we talked about the fact that 3 is one of those mystical, magical, holy numbers that has a lot of power behind it. When you combine your breath with your words, with your intention, it creates a beautiful trinity that has so much power. So much power. And so I'm giving you this little secret now because y'all are my besties and I want to see you prosper and succeed in life. A powerful way to manifest is using that trinity, is waking up every morning and having your own set of affirmations tailored to your goals and dreams and saying that out loud with the understanding that you are breathing the breath of creation, saying words and adding intentions, and you are literally creating magic. Because every time you breathe out, you create a portal with that energy. Once the divine energy connects with the physical world, a portal is created, and that's where your words go through. When you push intentions with that, y'all, that's a divine formula for creation. You're welcome. Welcome to Magic School 101, y'all. You're welcome. Once you add in that bit of intention, you've completed the circuit and creation must come forth. And so I'm going to give you a little, I wanted to say homework, but I'm going to give you an activity that I don't want you to just do once or twice this week. This is important for you to weave it into your daily being. Make it a habit, make it something you do daily. The same way you wake up every day and drink some coffee. This needs to be a part of your routine. Create some affirmations based on your dreams for this year, based on your goals for this year. Just make it super simple. One for money, one for love, one for your career, maybe one for your family or anything else that's important to you. Write them down. Keep it beside your bed or somewhere until you have them like memorized. And every morning when you wake up, say those affirmations. Say those affirmations, combine that creative energy of your breath with the intention to carry this out and send it through the portal when you speak. If you do this every day, there's no way you will not achieve your dreams. There's just no way. And I want to remind you, do not get discouraged when you've done it for a week and you don't have everything you want, right? Because remember, it's not, when you were saying the bad things over your life before, you didn't just say one sentence and everything in your life just went to shit. You continued speaking about this thing with all your friends for years. You continued speaking about this thing consistently. Now you're going to switch it up and you're going to consistently speak these good things over your life. You're going to consistently speak about the things you're trying to manifest in your life. So if it doesn't come up in conversation with other people, you know you've spoken those things in your life this morning when you woke up. That is a formula for success. And Spirit is speaking to me as well because I started to do this and it kind of fell off. So I'm going to put it back into my routine. If you do this, y'all, check in with yourself after a month and see how far you've come or how close you've come to your dreams. Check in with yourself in 3 months. Check in with yourself at the end of the year. I want to remind you that this year is going to pass whether you do this activity or not. So why not do it so that you can have the results at the end? Whether you want it to or not, you're going to come to December. So use this time to actually weave this into your life and check where you are in December. I'll wait. I want you to come back and email me. Check where you are in December. Weave this into your life and you will be elevated and transformed and certain of the power that's laying dormant within you. I don't want your power to be dormant anywhere. We're using that shit. It's not there just to sit and not be used. You have that spiritual power in you for use, for creation. Let's use it. And I'm going to leave that there because I don't want to talk about anything else that would distract from the focus of this message. The focus of the message is watch your words. You are creating what you speak. You're already creating what you think. When you combine that with what you speak, it's a done deal. My loves, I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you have fun creating your affirmations and weaving this into your state of being. I will see you guys in my next episode.